Symbols and splendor handed down. The heart of a kingdom will shine. Family is more than a crown.
Often I've pondered the social structure of Estolia. We are led by a monarchy as well as a theocracy, with both king and keeper. Of a necessity, these positions of power come with their accompanying symbols. For the keeper, there is the sash of last resort, if he wishes to wear it beyond the effective time frame, and his ecclesiastical robes. For the king, there are two major symbols of power. The first are the horses reserved for kings, past, present, and future, and their cailes, both for riding and to pull their carriages. They are always white, a recessive trait. The only other status symbol that the kings exhibit are the crowns they wear. In extremity, the keeper is the ultimate leader, but in practice, both men work together to lead Estolia. Isaiah Monterey Zakarian, Capitulo 88.
6 days later, Charlotte still had pain from the surgery, but it lessened each day. Both boys were model infants, and 2 young women helped her with everything. The Queen had become a marvelous source of advice, practical, steady, a presence Charlotte was only now learning to rely upon. The doctor visited again, examined her abdomen, pressing gently to ensure nothing hurt overmuch, then smiled in satisfaction.
I would like for you to keep from bathing a little longer, aside from the sponge baths you've been enjoying. You must heal before allowing your incisions to get wet.
Will she be able to take part in the coronation?
Reggie asked. The doctor nodded.
Each generation's ceremony is unique. Some last hours, others barely 10 minutes. I would suggest, indeed I have suggested, that they keep this one brief. But the true stars of that show should not be forced to miss it.
Reggie smiled at Charlotte.
I'm not sure what Ricard has planned, but I certainly do not need much for the ceremony. I would wait if it was allowed, but my father looks forward to retiring, to spending more time with my mother.
Charlotte returned his smile.
It is the most important day in the life of every monarch, the day you become king.
Antonio will run the nation,
Reggie said with a shrug.
I am just a figurehead.
She shook her head.
He is part of every critical decision, but you will be more than a figurehead, Reggie. Estolians need you. They look to you as their primary example. You are more reachable than the keeper.
The doctor added.
Charlotte is right, Highness. Each man in Estolia learns, during his acolyte year, how critical it is that you keep the promise of Zacharias. We learn that you are the one man who ensures the continuation of our blessings and happiness, and that you make sacrifices the rest of us could never make, so that we might all enjoy them. The citizens must know that succession proceeds as it should, unlike the time of Apollyon or Cavanaugh.
Reggie laughed.
What sacrifice?
He asked. He moved closer and touched her shoulder.
If waiting to find and marry Charlotte is a sacrifice, then I have not made any sacrifice. I am blessed beyond all other Estolians.
The doctor shrugged.
Perhaps.
He clarified what Charlotte could and could not do the next day, and then he was gone.
The solemn ceremony about to begin. The Queen reflects, calm within. Twin infant sons held up proud, but in the silence one cries loud.
Charlotte sat on the Queen's throne and held Maximilian in her arms. Antonio, as the future keeper, held his successor, Xavier, while they waited for Reggie to appear. Ricard and his brother, the king, had been closeted with Reggie most of the morning. Each glimpse she caught of him showed shining happiness on his face. Maximilian started to fuss just as the crowd in the cathedral fell silent, so his demanding cry for attention was heard by every Estolian present. Not knowing how else to silence the demanding wails, she pushed back the rich gold brocade of her special ceremonial robe and offered one breast to the future King of Estolia. That stifled any further protest. Subdued laughter accompanied Reggie's appearance. Her eyes met his as he walked toward her. Having this man as her husband was the greatest of blessings. She had learned in her year among the royal family that the king held no true political power in Estolia. His role was to keep the promises Zacharias made to deity. As far as Charlotte was concerned, the most important role, and thus the greatest blessing, was having him as her husband, and as the father of her two extraordinary twin sons. Everything else was second to that. Reggie mounted the dais to join her. She rose to greet him, smiling into his intense expression. Antonio held Xavier beside her. The most important thing was the family they had created, their two sons, each other, and soon Antonio's marriage to Laura. Ricard spoke first. She listened carefully but was too tired to translate. She had studied Estolian since her seclusion. They would translate Ricard's words for her to read at leisure. For the moment, she focused only on her husband and the child at her breast. King or commoner, it did not matter. He was her husband, from now until the end of time.
Symbols in splendor handed down. From now until the end of time. Family is more than a crown.